Thank you for joining us for this short workshop on what to do if there is a cardiac arrest. The actual thing will be demonstrated by my colleagues, Dr. Hari, Dr. Louisa, and Xavier Sir here, and Dr. Bipin, our sports medicine specialist. I would just take a minute for what is called a pre-competitive cardiac assessment. This is done everywhere. The NBA does it, EPL does it, La Liga does it, all of them do it. That is, we are talking about that level. But at every level, if you are going into a competitive sport which involves a lot of exercise and a lot of physical exertion, it's always simpler to have a basic cardiac assessment. If you are going to the gym or you are coming to play shuttle or badminton or anything, the simplest thing is meet a doctor of your choice, check blood pressure. They will do an ECG, and if you are going to take a marathon or you are planning to do a lot of exertion, they do an echocardiogram and a treadmill. Tests are not costly, not time consuming, very effective. So most places in the world now have, even at younger ages, if they are going into a sport which involves a lot of physical exertion, this is generally advised. That is just a simple message I wanted to pass on. The rest of it, I'll talk to you once the workshop goes on. Thank you.
Collapses right in a playground. He has become unconscious. We have a colleague at mate examining him. I'll check for pulse now. Check for the carotid pulse for 10 seconds.
There is no response.
There is no response.
I'm starting now, with CPR.
Yes, now we call for help.
Please bring the AED. Alert the hospital.
Now we have an AED in the end. We can use it. You can get it from that, and we have checked the time required to get the AED from there to the farthest corner. Now AED has got two electrodes. We'll have to place it on the chest. One near the right shoulder, the second one below the left neck base. Now the machine will analyze whether the patient has a rhythm or not. If it's a shockable rhythm, the machine will give a shock. The machine is analyzing now. It will tell shock advised. Stay clear.
Analyzing heart rhythm.
All clear, eye clear.
Now the machine will give a
Stay
shock.
clear of patient.
Delivering shock.
Analyzing heart rhythm.
The shock has been delivered. Now you have to come back and do the CPR, chest compression.
It is safe to touch the patient. If needed, start CPR. For helpless CPR, place the flashing blue button.
You can come closer and have a look at the procedure.
Analyzing the rhythm.
Now the machine is analyzing the rhythm once again. Usually one or two shocks are enough. Sometimes more than that is required. The machine will decide.
Shock up
1
rhythm.
minute, 45 seconds until analysis will resume.
Now,
Shock up rhythm. Delivering shock.
now one more shock has been delivered. Now let's see the result. Now he has got a pulse. That means he is better now. This patient has to be shifted immediately to the hospital because the patient in cardiac arrest, patient will not go into a state of cardiac arrest without a cause. So we'll have to find out the cause and treat the cause so that the patient can come back and do his routines very well. Dr. Jasin to take over the CPR. He is a ACLS trained person and is a trainer also.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, all. I'm Dr. Mohammed Jasin, emergency medicine DNB resident in medical trust, second year. Also, I'm an AHA certified instructor also. So today we'll be looking in short like what to do if a patient is lying unconscious. Is everyone comfortable with English or Malayalam, or you need it mixed? Sir, suppose I'll mix it. It'll be easy to communicate then. Suppose ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ വീട്ടിൽ ഒരാൾ ഇതിപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റേഡിയത്തിലാണ്, we have a nearby hospital and all, so we can take patient immediately there. But suppose it's at home. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ പ്രായമുള്ളവർ അമ്മൂമ്മ ബെഡിൽ പെട്ടെന്ന് രാവിലെ നമ്മൾ നോക്കും അനങ്ങാതെ കിടക്കുക. What we will do? First thing is, we have to ensure the scene safety. അതായത് നമ്മൾ പേഷ്യൻ്റ് ഇങ്ങനെ കിടക്കുന്നു, വിൽ ഗോ നിയർ ബൈ ആൻഡ് ലുക്ക് അറൗണ്ട് whether something is there, whether is there a short circuit, possibly there is a snake bite if it is in remote areas, and you secure the scene so that we are secure. Like we don't jump into the patient and you get shocked. And once the scene is safe, what we have to look for is response. How to look for response? The mostly usually advised by AHA is tap on the shoulder like this. Hello, hello, are you okay? This is what we do. Once you look for the response and the patient is not responding, next we have to do is you have to call for help. Usually, in coming to such a scenario, where in this place we have an AED, we have our medical booth also. What we can do is we can call for help. Call for help is very important because you cannot save a patient by your own. It will be difficult. So you call for help. Once you call for help, at that same time you have to ask to bring in. When in other situations, when you call for help, is you are activating an emergency medical service, an ambulance to a hospital or something. And in this stadium, what we can do is we have an AED which is kept in the reception. So when you call for help, the one person, somebody who is trained, will come with the AED. As soon as you call for help, the person who first saw the victim has to start the CPR. Talking about CPR, basics of BLS is CAB. You can remember it as CAB. The first C stands for compression, A stands for airway, and B stands for breathing. The most important part is C, the initial letter itself, compression. What compression means, you give chest compression. Chest in compression, the heart is not beating on its own, so we are trying to do it manually from outside. The important part of compression is, if the compression is not done properly, there is no circulation inside the body. What we are trying to do is, by compressing, we are trying to maintain the blood circulation in the vital organs of the body. Without giving compression, if you give a shock, there is no use, because the body cannot function along with heart, because you need brain and the vital organs should be safe. So first important part is compression. Compression is, I'll just show the method how to do it.
If you're a right-handed person, you can take your right hand and you can use the heel of the hand to keep it the lower part of the breastbone. That is usually the lower part between nipple. You have to compress. The compression, usually the rate of the compression should be 100 to 120 per minute. 100 to 120 per minute should be done so that adequate blood circulation is done to the vital organs. And it should be done at least 5 to 6 centimeter depth in an adult. When it comes to pediatrics, it's different. It's a different story. You can take it 1/3 of the anterior posterior diameter of this. 1/3 has to compress. In an adult, usually it is recommended 5 to 6 centimeter depth. And you have to just compressing it. This is not a correct way. Once you compress, you have to give time to recoil also, so that the adequate amount of blood comes back into the heart, so that during next compression the blood is there in the heart to get circulated to all the vital organs of the body. So compression, it can be done as cycles. After the compression part, next important part is A. CAB stands for A, second letter. A is mainly airway. To secure an airway, to open an airway, what we can do is you can head tilt the patient and you can chin lift. Usually, once 30 compressions are done, you can give 2 breaths. It's like you have to pinch the nose and you have to go close by and give breath. So how do you analyze breath? Each breath should last for at least 1 second, and you can see the chest rate. So one point that I missed initially was, while looking for the response, you should be trained to look for the pulse also. Carotid pulse is the pulse which we look for. The carotid pulse is felt over here, like you all can feel it yourself. You see the bulge over here. You take these 2 fingers, you keep it over there, you slide towards your right, you fall in a groove. There you can feel the pulse. That's how you check for carotid pulse. While looking for the pulse, you can also look for the chest rise. When there is no pulse, there is no respiration, you start the CPR. That's when you start the CPR. And as I said, it is done like 30:2. You give 30 compressions, then you give 2 breaths, and you repeat this 5 cycles. That should last for around 2 minutes. You can't give like on and on continuously, because after around 2 minutes you will become tired. So when to stop a CPR is another question. The thing is, when you become tired, or if there is one more person to help, you can switch over with each other every 2 minutes. Otherwise, if you keep on doing continuously, you will become tired, and there will be nobody else to help you. After that, the third part is CAB. B comes for breathing. That's what I said, like you have to give mouth to mouth breathing. Then the role of AED is very important. As soon as the medical team arrives, what first thing you have to do is you open the AED. Once it is on, you have to take the pads.
Press pads firmly to patient's bare skin.
Yeah. First thing, important part is sometimes the patient must have been very sweaty,
Be sure the
or if
pads
there is a
connect.
lot of hair on the chest, it will be difficult to attach. So if the patient there is a lot of sweat on the chest, you try to wipe it out somehow.
Make sure that both
before sticking it,
pads are
otherwise it won't
removed in the
attach
case.
properly.
Next pads
For attaching the
pads
pads,
must
actually
not
it will be
touching
shown over the
clothing or each
pad
other.
itself where to attach one. There are two pads. One is attached below this right collarbone.
Press pads firmly
Shown over here.
to patient's
You
bare
can attach
skin.
it there. The second pad, you can attach it below the left nipple,
Be sure the pads connected.
long axis of heart. That's apart from this. The AED will analyze the rhythm. So there are shockable rhythms and non-shockable
Press pads firmly
rhythms. If
to
it is a
patient's
shockable
bare
rhythm,
skin.
the AED will charge on its own. Once it is charged, AED will ask us to move away.
Be sure the pads
When we are moved,
connected
when we move away,
insert.
we can deliver the shock. After delivering the shock, immediately we have to start the CPR again.
Make sure that both
So
pads are removed
you
in
can
the case.
repeat these
Place
cycles
pads
again and again until
exactly as
an
shown.
ambulance
Pads
arrives
must not
and
be
we shift the
touching
patient to the
clothing
hospital.
or each other.
And there are 2 points I want to tell you. One is we have an AED here, and the importance of AED. AED stands for the importance of that stage is that if you can give a shock during that period, heart may restart. The conducting system of heart may restart. So that gives the best chance of saving a patient. But to be effective, it has to be done as early as possible. And the heart will be able to pump to the different parts of the body, of which brain is so important that it has to be getting enough of blood within 3 minutes, otherwise it will die. So once the brain dies, there's no point in resuscitating because that person is just a vegetable. So we have to do everything, and the most important thing in CPR is the speed or the time. That is the most important thing. So you have to get the AED from there, connect the AED, and AED will tell you everything, whether to give a shock or not, and where to place the pad, etc. All this will be given by, told by the AED itself. So once it is connected, and if it is a shockable rhythm, the machine will advise, shock advised, stay clear. In such a situation, you press the red button. There's a red button, you must have seen it. Just press a button and it will give a shock. So an early shock is the most important key to the successful resuscitation. So we are lucky we have an AED here in the stadium. It's actually it's something like it consumes a lot of time, and it takes away your concentration from the chest compression, which is the most important part. The most important step and the most important part of CPR is chest compression. And third, there is no point in giving a compression without sufficient relaxation. The heart should be able to relax and get filled up. So give equal time for heart to relax. So equal time for compression relaxation. That is the third criteria. The fourth one is, once you start the CPR, do not interrupt it. The interruption is the number one cause of failed CPR. So do not interrupt it. Go on doing it. If at all there is a need for interruption, should be brief and less than 5 seconds. There should be 2 reasons for interruption. One is to give a shock.
ടേണിൽ കൊടുത്തോണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ എത്ര നേരം വരെ കൊടുത്തോണ്ടിരുന്നാൽ പേഷ്യന്റ് നമുക്ക് സർവൈവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സേവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും.
For example, you are doing it here to reach Indira Gandhi. Even if he is on the trolley, make sure he gets the CPR without a break. I know it's difficult. I know it's logistically not possible.
നമുക്കതൊന്നും ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല.
Absolutely. I understand. I remember this.
നമ്മൾ മൗത്ത് ടു മൗത്ത് റെസ്പിറേഷൻ ചെയ്യേണ്ട എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞെങ്കിലും ഈ ഉപകരണം കൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കും. ഇതിനെ BVM, ബാഗ് വാൽവൻ മാസ്ക് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, ആംബു ബാഗ് എന്നും പറയാറുണ്ട്. അതിനകത്തൊരു ഫേസ് മാസ്ക് ഉണ്ടാവും. അത് മൂക്കും വായും ചേർത്ത് ടൈറ്റായിട്ട് എയർ ടൈറ്റായിട്ട് വെക്കണം. ഇടയിൽ എയർ ലീക്ക് ഇല്ലാത്ത രീതിയിൽ വെക്കുക. എന്നിട്ട് ചെറുതായിട്ട് തല മുകളിലേക്ക്, നേരത്തെ ജസ്റ്റിൻ പറഞ്ഞ ഒരു ചിൻ ലിഫ്റ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുക, തല പൊക്കി വെച്ചാൽ എയർ വേ സ്ട്രേറ്റ് ആവുള്ളൂ. എന്നിട്ട് സ്ക്വീസ് ചെയ്യുക. അങ്ങനെ 2 ബ്രെത്ത് കൊടുക്കുക. ഓവർ 1 second ഈച്ച്.
Abam, it has been found that Aditya tempo, staying like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. That has been documented by various US universities, saying that that particular tempo will help. If you have that rhythm in your mind, just do it. Allah, the doctor പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ, you do it at least 100 times a minute. So don't waste time എന്നുള്ളത് മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ.
As you all know, Medical Trust Hospital and RSC are health partners. We work together. You might be familiar with Mr. Joseph and his team who are working here since many, many years. On this occasion, I'd like to thank Advocate Nawaz, Honorary Secretary of RSC, who planned this and gave us an opportunity to do this demonstration. I'd also like to thank Dr. Hari Kumar, Head of the Department of Emergency Medicine, Dr. Harsha Jeevan, Interventional Cardiologist, and Dr. Bipin, who is our sports medicine, Chief of Sports Medicine, and all the other technicians who made this possible. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. A big thanks to Medical Trust Hospital. I wanted all of you, please, those who are playing there, please give a big hand.
These will avoid any mishaps like what happened twice here before. I hope it's been useful. Thank you and good night.